How would you describe the placement?
Like exactly the opposite of a 3-day meeting when you have the agenda. It's kind of safe, right? Like you have your agenda, 10 o'clock meeting or coffee and then coffee break and then you do training A and then B and C. And a placement, it's much longer, right? You have these 10 days.
How the other person manages the time, if he understands the right things and the right priorities with you, that is something that you can only test them through a placement and not in a meeting of a 3-day meeting with a big group and with some, let's say, facilitators. In a placement, there is no facilitator. You have to be very responsible for yourself and towards the other person.
Even if we as persons really got along well very quickly, and it was clear, yes, like Elina is someone we want to work together in an ongoing way. I think this thing coming from the south, coming from the north, coming from Greece, coming from Germany, I mean, it's a factor. So I think that's why it was also so important to really try to get to know each other on a deep level, and not just on do we share opinions, do we kind of get along on the surface, to really have this time to understand each other, not just as professionals.
To synchronize. Yeah. It's not self-evident to synchronize, and especially when you have to do also something with the New York Times, then it was for me it was a little bit like my head is on the stake here and it has to succeed, though we haven't done again something before, organization, and be exposed some way to many people and the people of our profession that can be very critical.
So ideally you would think, okay, I'm taking 10 days off, I'm on holidays, I have like 24 hours a day to only dedicate myself to Elina. And if it's like 5 days, maybe you could still do that, but 10 days you can't. Like there's no way as a freelancer you cannot take off so much time. So all of these different things, like needing time for yourself or doing different jobs at the same time, they have to be included in the placement. It's all got to fit in, it's all got to work. So in that sense, it's a very honest experience. It's not just this, okay, let's have a great project together. It's, okay, this is my life, this is what I do, and I'm dedicating this time, but I also need time to have this deadline or write this book review or doing all these other things.
We had the time to work every day with Tabea, have some meetings, know a little bit the local scene, but having also free time together. So this was very important for us to test a little bit, as I'm saying, our symbiotic relationship in view of an organization of a big project.
And in our case, in Athens, I mean, I stayed with Elina's family, like meeting her mother, her father, her brother. So the placement is really a window, and you look into the everyday life. Not that what you want to pretend who you are or what is fancy about you and what the other positive things, but everything, like also the things that you don't want to share with someone you barely know. Like it's a very intimate way of getting to know each other. It's really diving into life for 10 days.
I think the Tandem as a project as such gives you the opportunity to create something, but also gives you the time to test something. And that's a luxury today, especially in our field.
Usually, in what happens especially in international collaborations, usually you don't have so much time, so you meet and then you are on the surface. And sometimes things go completely wrong, like people are really angry and disappointed and things don't go well, and then I'm done, I'm out, I don't want to work with them anymore. And sometimes you don't even know exactly what happened, because on the project level everything was okay, but on the human level, the psychology level was not okay at all. And sometimes like this luxury, really, luxury to have the time to know each other well enough to see the signs. Okay, Elina is getting like, no, she has to do something else, or it's too late, we have to stop now, or like to have a feeling for the other person. And I think you can have a great collaboration with someone where the project looks good, but to sustain it, the psychology is more important, and that's the placement that opens the door to that.